Growing up in LA when I was like 13, I was real close with Diddy's younger son. I told y'all what I seen and what happened to me at Diddy house, and y'all finally finna see what the really been going on. His lawyer that he's done paid millions of dollars to fight his case has withdrawn from fighting the case. You wanna know why he's withdrawing from fighting the case?
On Friday, a surprising announcement came down. One of his defense attorneys suddenly quits the case. I'm Elizabeth Milner with Law and Crime. Now, this particular defense attorney's reason for quitting wasn't really a reason at all, making his departure a lot more puzzling.
Shortly after Diddy's arrest, his defense team grew when he stacked on 2 more defense attorneys to join Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Garagos.
Whoa! Did Diddy's lawyer, Anthony Riccio, just vanish into thin air? With a high-stakes trial right around the corner, what kind of attorney ditches their client at the 11th hour? This isn't just some minor legal hiccup. This is a major red flag, and people are demanding answers. Why would Riccio suddenly walk away from Diddy, especially when things are heating up? It makes zero sense. If this were some inexperienced lawyer who bit off more than he could chew, maybe, just maybe, it'd be understandable. But that's not the case here. Riccio is no rookie. This guy has handled cases that make Diddy's legal mess look like child's play. We're talking about a lawyer who's taken on some of the most high-profile, high-stakes cases in modern history. And get this, his client list includes none other than Osama bin Laden. Yeah, you heard that right. This man was directly involved in legal defenses linked to one of the most infamous figures of all time. Back in 2001, Riccio made headlines for arguing that bin Laden shouldn't be prosecuted because he wasn't physically in the US to defend himself. And it didn't stop there. He also represented bin Laden's associates, including Mohammed Odeh, the guy convicted for plotting those devastating bomb attacks on US embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. So now the real question is, why would a powerhouse attorney with this kind of history suddenly drop Diddy? Is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Riccio's defense strategy didn't just help Mohammed Odeh avoid the death penalty. It secured him a life sentence instead. That's no small feat. Let's be real for a second. No matter how bad things get for Diddy, he's not facing anything close to that level of punishment. Even if he's found guilty, a life sentence is highly unlikely, and the death penalty, not even on the table. Now, given Riccio's track record of handling some of the most intense, high-profile cases and getting serious results, you'd think Diddy's situation would be a walk in the park for him, right? So what in the world changed? All right, let's break it down. Have y'all been hearing the whispers about Diddy's son stirring up even more trouble? Because the way things are looking, this mess isn't just Diddy's problem anymore. His own son is out here throwing wild parties while his dad is locked up for, wait for it, allegations linked to partying too hard in the first place. The irony is too much. Now, let's talk specifics. Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest, is reportedly out here struggling to secure rental homes for his extravagant get-togethers. Why? Because landlords aren't trying to deal with the fallout of his over-the-top, out-of-control parties. And honestly, can you blame them? According to an anonymous broker, Justin would claim he was just having a small gathering, maybe 20 guests. But when the night rolled in, boom, 200 people flooding the place, wrecking everything in sight. The kind of damage these parties allegedly left behind had property owners refusing to rent to him altogether. And let's not forget the other apple in the family tree, Christian Combs. While the internet was still recovering from the shock of Cassie's bombshell lawsuit against Diddy in November 2023, another legal drama exploded just a few months later in April 2024. A woman named Grace Omarka stepped up and slammed Christian with an S. A lawsuit. And this one? It's raising serious questions about the kind of trouble swirling around Diddy's family. According to reports, Christian Combs' accuser, Grace Omarka, alleged in her lawsuit that while working as the sole on-duty steward on a yacht during the early morning hours of December 28, 2022, Christian insisted, no, pressured, her into taking a shot of tequila that he personally poured. She complied, just trying to be polite. But almost immediately, she noticed a shift. Things took a dark turn. She claimed Christian's entire demeanor changed. His mood went from playful to something far more sinister. She alleged he grabbed her arm, physically preventing her from leaving the sun deck, and then forced her to take another shot. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. She quickly suspected the tequila had been spiked. And what happened next? According to her, Christian took things way beyond what anyone could excuse as party behavior. The lawsuit details how he allegedly began kissing her neck and face, groping her legs, breasts, and, shockingly, even violating areas no one should ever touch without consent. The accusations are chilling, to say the least. But wait, there's more. After Diddy's high-profile arrest, Rodney Diggs, the lawyer representing Christian's accuser, made a statement that turned even more heads. He didn't hold back, declaring, "The long-awaited federal arrest of Sean Combs is the first step for our clients receiving justice." And that's not all. He went on to drop an even bigger bombshell. "We also anticipate more victims coming forward. We knew this was coming. The evidence is very clear, and it was only a matter of time. This is an important step towards justice for all of Mr. Combs's victims, including my clients." Now, here's the million-dollar question. Did Riccio abandon ship because Diddy's sons dragged even more heat into this mess? Because let's be real, these reports aren't just bad, they're disturbing on a whole new level. That old saying, "Help yourself and others will help you"? Yeah. It seems like Diddy's sons missed that memo. Instead of making things better, did they just throw gasoline on an already raging fire? Well, Riccio has officially spoken, and here's what he reportedly told the court in New York. Riccio officially broke his silence, and his statement? It raises more questions than it answers. He told the court, "Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. There are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by the client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case." Translation: he's out, but he's keeping the details locked up tight. And let's be clear, his silence isn't about loyalty to Diddy. No, this looks more like a strategic move to avoid saying anything that could blow the case wide open. Because, let's be real, if it was a simple case of professional differences, he could have just said that. But instead, he's hinting at client privilege protections? That's some serious lawyer speak for, "I know things that could make this situation even worse." And now, people are scrambling to connect the dots. Could Riccio's sudden exit be linked to the jaw-dropping allegations surrounding Diddy's arrest? Or, more disturbingly, could it have something to do with the growing heat around Diddy's sons? With the kind of claims already surfacing, the timing of Riccio's departure is looking way too suspicious. And just like that, Riccio is gone. But the bigger question is, what exactly pushed him to walk away now? Because if you've been following this mess, you already know the allegations against Diddy aren't just about him anymore. The chaos surrounding his sons, the whispers of more victims coming forward, it's all adding up to something way bigger than anyone first expected. Now, let's break this down. The legal world isn't new to shocking exits, but when a top-tier lawyer suddenly drops a high-profile client like Diddy without a clear reason, it means something's really off behind the scenes. And Riccio's statement? It wasn't just a basic, "I'm out." No, he made sure to mention client privilege protections, which means whatever he knows, he legally can't say. That's the kind of language lawyers use when they're trying to distance themselves from something big. And let's be real. Diddy's not the only one under fire. His sons have been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and it's making people wonder, did Riccio see something coming that the rest of us haven't caught on to yet? Because when your lawyer, who's handled literal terrorists, decides your case is too much to handle, that's a major red flag. So now, the speculation is running wild. Was Riccio trying to avoid getting tangled in something deeper? Or is he just the first of Diddy's inner circle to jump ship before things completely implode? And here's where things get even messier. Riccio's exit might just be the beginning. Because let's be real, when a high-powered lawyer walks away this dramatically, it's never a one-off event. If he didn't want to be associated with whatever's coming, how long before the rest of Diddy's legal team follows suit? Now, let's talk about the heat surrounding Diddy right now. This isn't just some celebrity scandal, it's turning into a full-blown legal disaster. Investigators aren't just looking at him anymore. They're digging into everything and everyone connected to him. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when one domino falls, the rest start tumbling fast. So what's next? More resignations? More victims stepping forward? More disturbing details leaking to the public? Because if Riccio really left to protect himself, that means he saw something coming that could ruin more than just Diddy's career. It could burn everything and everyone around him. And let's not forget, this isn't just about a music mogul getting caught up in some bad press. This is about the darkest accusations imaginable. With the FBI already involved and lawyers like Rodney Diggs hinting at even more victims, the walls are closing in fast. So now the real question is, who's next to jump ship before this entire empire crumbles? And if you thought this was the worst of it, think again. Because with Riccio gone, all eyes are now on who's left standing in Diddy's corner. And let's be real. When one lawyer bolts, it's usually just the start of an exodus. Nobody wants to be the last one holding the bag when the real damage starts unfolding. Now, here's what's wild. Riccio didn't just quietly step away. He made it crystal clear that he legally can't talk about why he left. That's not normal. Lawyers don't just up and quit without an airtight excuse. And when they do, they sure don't throw in client privilege protections unless there's something explosive lurking in the background. And with the kind of heat Diddy is under, it's no surprise people are whispering about what else could be coming. Investigators aren't just poking around. They're digging deep. And every time a lawyer, an associate, or a former friend distances themselves, it adds fuel to the speculation that something much bigger is about to drop. So now, we've got to ask, who else is about to walk away before they get caught in the crossfire? Because Riccio's departure didn't just create a gap in Diddy's defense, it sent a loud and clear message that something is way too toxic behind the scenes. And if his own team is running for the exits, what does that tell us about what's really coming next? And here's another wild twist. Some guy claiming to be close friends with Diddy's son just dropped a video giving his own take on why Riccio really backed out. And let me tell you, his theory is straight up insane. According to him, Riccio didn't leave over money, pressure, or legal complexities. He left because his own life could be at risk. And here's where things get real messy. He even hinted that most of Hollywood is somehow tangled up in this whole situation. And you already know the internet wasted no time throwing in their 2 cents. One user put it bluntly, that lawyer has defended the worst of the worst. It's not about money, it's about his life. And another one took it even further, saying, imagine that lawyer represented Bin Laden, then saw the Diddy files and was like, nope, I'm out. Whew, if that doesn't send chills down your spine, I don't know what will. But now, it's time for you to weigh in. Do you think Riccio backed out because he believes Diddy will be fine without him? Or did he see something so bad that he just couldn't be part of it anymore? And let's not forget, how much do you think Diddy's son's messy behavior while their father is behind bars played into all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this conversation going. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss out on the next update. See you in the next one.